What's up, comic book peeps? Welcome to another episode of Direct Edition. The channel is Fred Hall Direct Edition. And today we're going to be doing what we usually do. That's another comic book haul. But on top of the comic book haul, I'm going to throw in some variants. So it's really going to be another variant video. So I guess you would call this Variants Part 3. Now, before we get into anything, I just want to talk about your backdrop for a second. The first comic book is actually, your Green Lantern cover swipe. So there's going to be variants to cover swipes. That is a cover swipe from Emerald Twilight, which is a story where Hal Jordan went crazy. He wanted his town back that was wiped out. And he actually went around killing the Green Lanterns because the Green Lanterns told him that he wasn't supposed to use his power to construct his town back or use it for personal reasons. And that's when he became Parallax, which is a villain. And it made room for Kal Reiner to become the next Green Lantern. The second book is Darth Vader number 3. That is a variant. Shout out to Adam at Archaic Comics. He made sure that I had this in my subscription box. He was like, hey man, I know how much you love Darth Vader. He said, I'm going to put this in your box. And I said, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and pick it up. So that's book number 2. Book number 3. Book number 3. Book number 3 is Necrosha the Gathering. That's based off of John Carpenter's Vampires. Very cool cover. Clayton Crane. I even named the video after it. That's why you have a video named Fred Carpenter's Vampires. It actually comes from John Carpenter's Vampires. And I've been looking for the Necrosha movie cover swipes. So, whenever I run across them, I have to buy them. This book bottomed out at 15. I'm almost sure I got it for like 10 or maybe even less. But yeah, that's called Necrosha the Gathering. Now, the fourth book is Batman Rebirth number 1. The reason why I put that one in there is because that is a regular cover, but there is a variant to it. The variant is the Walmart exclusive, the Walmart 3-pack exclusive. And I actually have that comic book right behind that comic book. So that's a very cool comic. It introduces your boy Gotham Lad or something like that, and Gotham Girl. So that's a very cool, that's original. It's not the variant, but that's a cool thing to know that Walmart actually has a variant. Now, your fifth book is my favorite comic book cover of all times, and I just added that into my collection. So with that being said, you know how much that comic book actually means to me, because I've been collecting comics for over 20 years, and I've just purchased my all-time favorite cover, which is the Teen Titans Lost Boys cover swipe. I love everything about it. They cover swiped it so well, and they actually beat X-Force Necrosha's cover swipe of the Teen Titans. Yeah, that's right. X-Force did a cover swipe of the Teen Titans, and X-Force did a cover swipe, of Lost Boys. But this Teen Titan one beats that one by far. And the last cover swipe I wanted to show you that's in your backdrop is the Unbeatable Squirrel Girl number 17, which is basically based off of Superman number 1. So that's pretty cool, man. I definitely love these cover swipes and variants. And that's what we're going to do today. So before we do anything else, let's get our sponsor in. And this episode of Direct Edition is brought to you by My Fake Darth Maul from China. And you know how we do on this channel. let's get into some variants. And boom, right off top, I'm going to hit you with a hard one. This is Amazing Spider-Man number 306, 1988. And you know, this is a cover swipe from Superman's first appearance. Everybody knows that Superman cover that it's swiped from. And I definitely love this cover, man. This is a Todd McFarlane drawing. Very cool. Like I said, very modern. And I also have to get the Supergirl cover swipe of this. So not only did Spider-Man cover swipe it, but Supergirl did too. And I just can't say too much about this amazing, amazing book. I have it in the Mylar, and I bought it for super cheap. And I just love this book. And anytime I see it, I'm going to go ahead and pick it up. So I would definitely love to have a second copy in my collection. But just look at all that goodness, that Todd McFarlane goodness. Now on sale twice a month, Amazing Spider-Man. That is tight work. So that's your first variant or cover swipe. So if you're a fan of the channel, you've probably seen this Doom 2099 almost as much as you've seen My Fate Darth Maul from China. But I put the Doom 2099 up to show you a very cool cover swipe or variant. And that would be Deadpool number 12. And I'm sure it's a couple more Deadpools, but if you look at the borders are exactly, the same. And even in this storyline in Deadpool, he actually was in the 2099 universe from what I was reading in the beginning of the book. And I just thought this was very cool, man. So this is kind of like paying homage to the 2099 universe. I thought it was very cool, and yeah. All right, so let's keep going. So the other day, I just watched Back to the Future number 1, and I was cracking up. I fell in love with that whole franchise from 1, 2, and 3. 3 being the weaker one because it's like back in time in Texas. I think part 2 is probably one of the better ones, even though number 1 is neck and neck with number 2 to me. I really can't decide between the two. But the reason why I love this and the reason why I brought up Back to the Future 2 is because of this Deadpool and Cable number 2. And the thing that's funny about it is the series used to be called Cable and Deadpool, but now it's called Deadpool and Cable. And if you look at this front cover, this is the reason why I would, my first book in the Deadpool and Cable series would be number 2. And that's because of that. That is so cool, man. I really like that. So there you go. So I know this is probably like the 5th or 6th time that I've shown this book on my channel. And this is Deadpool X Marks the Spot. And I really, really love this story. This is my second Deadpool story that I love. The first one being The Merc with the Mouth. And the reason why I love X Marks the Spot is because this is when Deadpool actually tried to join the X-Men. And like I was telling you last time, he did like this, he went in San Francisco and he actually ended up beating up a whole bunch of sailors because the sailors not only knew that he was a mutant, but Deadpool was acting as if he was homosexual or gay. And so he actually beat the sailors up. It's very funny, very good book. At the beginning of the book, he actually hallucinates, and the hallucinations are so cool, man. But anyway, this is called X Marks the Spot. The reason why I picked this out is because of this cover. Deadpool number 16, which you've actually seen in one of my videos. So you've seen these two previously in one of my videos. And the reason why I bought them all out is because of this cover. Uncanny X-Men 503 with the White Queen and the Black Queen. The Black Queen is none other than Madeline Pryor, a clone of Jean Grey. I love Madeline Pryor. Madeline Pryor was one of Cyclops' girlfriends. And I just thought it was pretty cool, man. Madeline Pryor is Cable's mom. So, that's very cool. Love the fact that they have the card covers, and these are cover swipes of each other. And I like to just call this the card covers because this is around the same time when you had the Sisterhood run in the Uncanny X-Men about to happen. So very cool covers, man. And there you have it. Just to take a trip down memory lane, here's another cool look at the back of this Deadpool X Marks the Spot book. Like I said, this book is absolutely off the chain, and that's Deadpool acting like Captain Morgan. Very cool. So everybody seems to have this in their collection. This is Identity Crisis number 1. If you allow my sexy fingers to interrupt your video. Yes, I have on my wedding ring. So this is August of 2004. And to believe it or not, I actually just picked up this regular cover. This is Michael Turner. Very cool cover. Like I said, I just picked up this cover, so this will be the first time that it's been in my video. But the reason why I'm showing you this is because I wanted to show you the variant to this number 1. And here's a beautiful variant to the number 1. I guess all the books in Identity Crisis 1 on up to 7 would have a red copy. I'm not sure if the red copy is considered a second printing, but I consider it a variant. And these are very cool Michael Turner covers. So there you have it. I have 2 number 1s, and the variant is the red one. So not only was I blessed up to pick up this number 1, which is the red cover, but I was blessed to pick up this number 6 red cover with Batman on it. When I go back to my local comic book shop, Archaic Comics, who sponsors my videos by, giving me a great deal on comics. Well, he gives everybody great deals on their books, not just me. But shout out to Archaic Comics, who actually sponsors the channel. But this number 6, as I was saying, I saw the regular copy in the comic book shop, so I definitely have to pick that one up. I'm definitely trying to get 1 through 7. Right now, I'm slacking on a little bit. I just picked up some Identity Crisis on recently, so those will definitely be, in line to get reviewed or on the comic book haul, episode. So there you have it. 2 variants. Very cool. And so while we're on Michael Turner, we might as well show you some more Michael Turner. Michael Turner's artwork. This is Superman Batman number 8. And this is from around like 2004. Let's get a closer look at it. Look at some of the penciling and, very cool. So it's from May 2004. And I really like this cover. This is a very beautiful Michael Turner cover. Like I told you, sometimes Michael Turner to some people are hit and miss. Me personally, I just like his style, so it doesn't matter. I like basically everything that he does. But I'm going to show you the variant to the number 8. And boom, this is the variant to the number 8. It's a sketch cover, Michael Turner. Very cool. Very detailed. Definitely love the Batmobile. I thought this is pretty cool. And definitely love the variant sketch variant. And there you have it. So I've always been a fan of the Michael Turner covers and Superman Batman. And this is another cover that I'm pretty sweet on. This is number 10. And I definitely love this. Not only was I able to pick up this copy, but recently I was able to pick up my second copy, which I'm foaming at the mouth loving. Very beautiful cover, man. Love me some Wonder Woman. I like DC's Trinity, and I think it's pretty cool. But not only did I get this number 10, but I also got my Jim Lee variant number 10 with them fighting a whole bunch of Doomsdays. Just look at that cover. Jim Lee went off on this cover. See the Doomsday? Batman has 2 swords. Only time I really ever seen Batman use swords is when he fights Ra's al Ghul. So very cool. And let's take another look at this Michael Turner Superman Batman variant run. Very cool. All right, let's get into some more variants. So I know I always talk about this cover or covers like this when I do get them. This is Uncanny X-Men number 290, 1992. Very cool cover, but this is the first cover that I've seen of Storm in the Rain. And every time I see like a Storm cover that's similar to this, it always takes me back to this one. This is the original one. So let's look at the second copy. So this is Extreme X-Men number 38. And this is a cover swipe from the Uncanny X-Men that's in the middle. And I've only seen one more cover that's similar to this, and that would be Uncanny X-Men number 449. Now, these are very cool covers. I believe that all three of them pay homage to Storm. The first one being when Storm broke up with Forge. The second one being Storm and Extreme X-Men by Chris Claremont. And the third is Uncanny X-Men 449, drawn by Greg Land. But I've always known that these covers are very similar. It's Storm basically having her emotions on in the rain. And I think they're very cool cover swipes. Love it. Okay, so we're at the point of the video where you asked me, hey, Fred Hall, Direct Edition, what are you reading right now? And this is what I'm reading right now, man. This is X-Men Extermination. And the whole thing about this book is the Age of Apocalypse Nightcrawler joined X-Force when they jumped to the Age of Apocalypse, and they had to stop, Wolverine basically, or Angel, from ascending. Well, really it was Angel who ascended to the throne of Apocalypse. Wolverine did ascend to the throne at the time when they jumped into the Age of Apocalypse, but they were basically trying to get like this celestial seed. It's called the Death Seed, so they could put it in Archangel so Archangel wouldn't become Apocalypse. And Nightcrawler ended up joining them from the Age of Apocalypse because the regular Marvel 616 Nightcrawler had died in X-Men The Second Coming by being impaled by Bastion's hand or arm. So anyway, Nightcrawler joined them. He turned on them. And this is when Wolverine kind of gets his revenge on Nightcrawler from the Age of Apocalypse. And Nightcrawler from the Age of Apocalypse kind of makes amends. And he ends up, becoming a hero. I think he still dies, though. But this book is cool because at the same time as that's going on, you have, was it the Extreme X-Men or was it the Exiles who were led by Dazzler? I think it's the Exiles. And Dazzler actually ended up becoming Apocalypse for a little bit. So this is a very cool book, man. Definitely love this book. This is a cool look at the front of the book. And here's a cool look at the back of the book with a bunch of your characters from the Age of Apocalypse. Very cool. And yeah, I really like this book, man. I think you should check it out. If you definitely want a good read, this book is for you. So there you have it. All right, let's get into some main events. Okay, your first main event would be this House of M cover. And I've had this cover for a while. I've had chances to get doubles. But I actually freaked out when I saw a cover swipe from this. And let me just go ahead and show you the cover swipe from this. This is New Avengers number 45. Just look at that, man. I freaked out when I saw that New Avengers number 45. I just picked it up. And I thought it was pretty cool, man. Definitely love this cover swipe. And that's why it's your first main event. Because you're going to actually have, let me see how many main events. You're actually going to have just 2 main events. So this first main event is very, very nice. Definitely love this. And I thought it was very cool when I saw it. Definitely had to pick it up. And your last main event is Uncanny X-Men number 268, 1990. This was my favorite cover of all times, but now that is. But this was my favorite cover of all times. I really love this cover. Uh, this speaks to my childhood. It has three of my favorite superheroes on the front cover. You know, you have Wolverine, Captain America, and Black Widow. It's drawn by Jim Lee. There's just so many things that made this book my favorite comic book of all time or cover. So, you know, when I saw the cover swipe for this, I actually went crazy. And here's the cover swipe for this book. Marvel Zombies versus Army of Darkness, number 2 of 5. And all these Marvel Zombies versus Army of Darkness is basically a cover swipe. But this one is so cool, man. And it's drawn by my boy Arthur Soydum. So I definitely love this book, man. Just look at that cover swipe. Look at the birds that's on Captain America in the zombie form. Wow. Just beautiful, man. Definitely, definitely, definitely am a big fan. And there you have it. And so, once again, I'd like to thank you all for tuning in to another episode of Direct Edition. The channel is Fred Hall Direct Edition. Remember, words of wisdom. Focus on the ones that show you love, on the ones that don't show you love. Just keep on moving, man, and don't even worry about them. You guys be safe out there, and I will catch you guys later. Peace.